So the FNAF movie happened. It was something I got to see last Friday as of this recording. And man, that was. It happened. It sure did happen. Without being too harsh for anyone who hasn't watched it, the FNAF movie yeah, it's alright. If you're not a FNAF fan, I don't recommend trying to see it and taking it seriously, because you're just not going to be able to. That's what I've been seeing a lot of, and people have been looking and critiquing the critics, as they always do, because they just don't get it. And I was like, well, they're critics. They're not really supposed to get it. They're supposed to understand because of the movie. And if the movie doesn't give you something that you can sink your teeth into and understand, then it's not really going to be praised by them, more than likely. And that's kind of what the FNAF movie was. I went into it with medium to low expectations. Like, I didn't expect I was going to be watching an incredible piece of media. I didn't expect that I was going to be watching Cats vs. Dogs 2 either. So I think I went in with a pretty fair expectation. The thing that I will say that everyone else has said is, obviously, the animatronics are fucking awesome. Like, they are so well done. It's unreal how they were able to make those look as good as they did. The biggest issue with them was how they would move. Sometimes just felt clunky, but that's honestly pretty true to life if you're looking at videos of animatronics. A great positive other than that, though, was the watching experience itself. I don't know if it's going to be true for every single theater past like a week of it being released, but certainly on the day of its release and the day after, which is the day I saw it, the theater was packed, and it was really, really energetic. Obviously, there was, without saying, a bunch of people just memeing on it and doing the horror, horror, horror. I got so tired of hearing that. But at the same time, there's also people who, like me, for almost 10 years now, have wanted to see this be a thing. I'm not going to go really in depth about the plot. I really don't want to put an incredible amount of effort into this video like I did with my last one. I really just wanted to talk about it and what it kind of means. Like I was saying before, I had a lot of fun watching it, but there was also some moments where I was just like, what? And then I remembered, oh yeah, this is written by Scott Cawthon. I mean, it's pretty clear in some scenes. I know there was one, this possibly delves into spoiler territory, where the animatronics just started building a pillow fort with the girl character and the boy character, and also Vanessa was there. They were all making a pillow fort, and what was it? Yeah, Bonnie falls over at some point and then like gives this Terminator thumbs up as he's down on the ground. It looked like he was just high. And that was about the point in the movie where my best friend turned to me and he goes, "Is this an SFM?" And it honestly felt like that. He pretty much nailed it on the head there. Other than a few choices like that, narratively it was pretty simple, which I don't think was to the movie's benefit. Hear me out, like you wanted to give something of a cohesive Five Nights at Freddy's experience, but maybe we can look at the Batman movie that just recently came out. I shouldn't say recently. I say that, and then it was probably like 2 years ago it came out, and I just haven't been paying attention to time. The Matt Reeves Batman movie. It's really, really different from the others because it focuses a lot more on the detective side of things. You're trying to solve the story as you're watching it. For us Five Nights at Freddy's fans to have been absolutely conditioned for nearly 10 years now to try and scrutinize every single thing we see on screen or off screen or in the book, to go from us overanalyzing everything and trying to pickpocket every little bit of story we can out of this random passerby that we call FNAF, go from that to now the movie where everything is just kind of given to you, it almost felt a little disappointing in that regard. The story was simple, and Like I was saying, pros and cons. But I just think maybe the movie would have had a more broad appeal if it had had a story that felt like what we've been doing for years with the FNAF stories, which is where we're trying to piece something together. Of course, by the end, you should have the answer. But in the beginning, there's just big question marks. The problem with that, of course, is you already have FNAF fans who know all the twists and turns and whatnots and whatever's going on. So I can understand the direction and why they went that way. I just thought that could have been cool. In my opinion, it is a badly written movie. But it is so passionately and truly Five Nights at Freddy's that if you're a FNAF fan, man, you're still going to enjoy it. I mean, clearly. Look at the audience reviews compared to the critic reviews. I had a blast watching this movie with the other people in the theater. And at the very end, we were all singing the Living Tombstone song together. It was just a good time, man. And I don't regret watching it, of course. It really was, and what I think we're feeling right now is it's been, I know, at least 6 years since the announcement of the movie happened and the hell that they've been going through trying to make it. Everyone, no matter if it was bad, good, or great, we're still going to love it because it was a labor of love, just year after year, waiting to hear anything about this movie. I think that's why the expectations were just so low that even a badly written movie like this just hit it out of the park. Not that it doesn't deserve it in some respects, but certainly if you're comparing it critically to other horror films, it's just it's not a horror film. It's really not. I was laughing my ass off at some of the scenes, but again, it is truly Five Nights at Freddy's. And I had a good time. I finished my popcorn. What more can you really ask? Anyway, that's really all I have to talk about with it. If you haven't already, please go watch it. It's a good time. It's just turn your brain off, enjoy some Fumni animatronics, and thanks for listening to me ramble. This has been Shanix. Y'all have a good night, alright?